Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing world of business filings. And today we're looking at Skyline Bankshares, a company that might be facing some choppy waters, but is presenting a confident front. Alright, let's dive into this filing from Skyline Bankshares Inc. This is a current report, which usually means they are announcing something important that happened recently. And here it looks like they're getting ready to talk to investors at a conference. The report is dated September 3rd, 2025, which tells us when the officially reported event took place. It's about their participation in the Raymond James US Bank Conference happening in Chicago. Skyline Bankshares Inc. is the company in question. They're based in Virginia and their principal executive offices are located in Floyd, Virginia. The report is filed because they're giving a presentation at this conference. This part is all about Regulation FD disclosure, which stands for fair disclosure. It means that when a company releases important information, they have to make sure everyone gets it at the same time, not just a select few. Here, they're saying that by giving this presentation, they're making information available to the SEC, and it's like they're sharing it with everyone. The key takeaway here is that Skyline Bankshares is going to this conference to present. Think of it like a company giving a speech to potential investors or important people in the finance world. They're sharing their story and their performance. This is where they tell us what the disclosure is all about. They're participating in the conference and they're providing their presentation materials. And what are those materials? Well, according to the exhibits listed at the end, there's an investor presentation attached as exhibit 99.1. This is the really interesting part for us. It's basically the slide deck they're going to use at the conference. Then we get to item 9.01, which covers financial statements and exhibits. This is where they list all the extra documents that support the report. The most important exhibit here is, of course, the investor presentation. This is where the company essentially pitches itself, highlights its successes, and talks about its future. It's where we'd normally find the juicy financial details and strategic plans. This last exhibit is a bit more technical. XBRL is a way to electronically tag financial information so it's easier for computers to read and analyze. It means they're making their data machine readable. Now, while this report primarily tells us that Skyline Bankshares is going to a conference and will be presenting, it doesn't actually include the presentation itself in this specific filing. We know the presentation exists and is filed as an exhibit, but to get the actual meat of their performance, we'd need to access that exhibit. However, based on the nature of this filing, which is to announce their participation and furnish the presentation, we can infer a few things. Companies usually present at these conferences when they have something positive or important to share with investors. This could be strong financial results, new strategic initiatives, or commentary on their market position. The fact that they are presenting suggests they feel confident in what they want to communicate. We have to remember that attending and presenting at a conference like the Raymond James US Bank Conference is a strategic move. It's a way for companies to get noticed, to network with potential investors, and to communicate their value proposition directly to key players in the financial industry. For a bank, this is particularly important as they are constantly in the market for capital and looking to build relationships. Without the actual presentation content, it's hard to do a deep dive into their financials or strategy from this specific document alone. Think of this report like an invitation to a party. It tells you the party is happening, who's hosting it, and when, but it doesn't give you the menu or the guest list. We know Skyline Bankshares is eager to talk about its business, and that's generally a good sign. If we were to speculate based on the industry more broadly, the banking sector, especially regional banks like Skyline, often face challenges related to interest rate environments, regulatory changes, and competition from larger institutions. Success in this space usually hinges on strong deposit growth, efficient operations, managing credit risk, and adapting to new technologies. So what's the story here? Skyline Bankshares is actively engaging with the investment community, signaling a proactive approach to managing its public image and investor relations. They're using a formal channel to announce their presence at an important industry event and providing the materials they'll use to do so. Looking at the structure, it's very straightforward form 8K. The company is just informing the market that it's going to be presenting at a conference and providing the presentation materials. There aren't any major surprises or dramatic events disclosed in this particular filing, besides the fact that they are making their investor presentation available. In terms of analysis, this filing itself is more about the company's communication strategy than its financial health. The real insights would be found within that Exhibit 99.1, the investor presentation. However, the decision to present and to file these materials shows a commitment to transparency and engagement with stakeholders. It's a step that signals they believe they have something valuable to share. It's important to remember that while companies present their best face forward at these conferences, it's always wise to cross-reference that information with their regular financial reports like 10Qs and 10Ks to get a complete picture. The investor presentation is often a curated view, whereas quarterly filings provide a more comprehensive and regulated look at their financial standing. To really understand Skyline Bankshares, we need to see that investor presentation. What are their key performance indicators? What are they highlighting about their loan portfolio? How are they positioning themselves against competitors? Are they seeing growth in deposits or loans? These are the questions you'd hope to find answers to in the presentation itself. For now, from this filing, we know Skyline Bankshares is participating in a significant financial conference to present its story to potential investors. This is a standard but crucial part of corporate life, aiming to build confidence and potentially attract capital. Ultimately, this filing is a heads up. It's the company saying, here's where we'll be talking about our business and handing over the script. The next step for anyone interested in Skyline Bankshares would be to find and review that investor presentation to understand the actual substance of their message. Alright, that's our quick decode of this Skyline Bankshares filing. It's more of an announcement of an event than a deep financial dive itself, but it points to where those dives will happen. What are your thoughts on companies presenting at conferences like this? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give us a like and subscribe for more Mindless Corporate Insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next decode.